Here is a short flow for when you're cramped for time, but you want a good stretch to get your morning going. You want your feet about hip width apart for Tadasana. Arms up, nice deep breath, roll those shoulders down off your ears. We're going to hinge at the hips, bring it down, put your fingertips to the mat so that you are in a half forward fold. Walk out to Adho Mukha Savasana or down dog. Make sure you're stretching those heels towards the mat and the sits bones up towards the sky. Deep breath. Go ahead and walk the hands out into Falakasana. Take a deep breath as you engage the core and drop that buns down just a little bit more. And then we're going to drop the knees into a modified forelimb and push up into an up dog. A couple of deep breaths as you stretch. We're going to bring it back on the knees nice and wide. Make sure the edges of the feet, edges of the big toes touch. Bring it down into a child's pose. Really pushing those buns back towards the heels. Get that stretch in the lower back and through the shoulders as your head rests upon the floor or the mat. Bring it up, curl those toes, push up into a downward facing dog. Every time feel the stretch through the hamstrings just a little bit further. Really pull those shoulders back off the ears. Take a couple deep breaths. We're going to go ahead and walk that out again into the plank. Really engage that core to hold you tight in a nice straight line. Deep breath. The exhale, drop those knees for the modified Chaturanga Dandasana, and then push up into an upward dog. Deep breaths. Back to the child's pose with a nice wide knee set, with the edges of the big toes touching, arms splayed out nice and far in front, pulling the shoulders down off the jawbone, off the shoulders, off the ears. Couple of deep breaths in and out to the mat as you push the buns down towards the heels. One more time, roll those toes up into a downward facing dog. Really try to straighten those legs, but yet have a slight bend in the knee. We're going to go ahead and stand, rolling up nice and slow, stopping part way for a half forward fold. Bring those hands up over your head, and then we're going to push for a high step as if you're doing a high lunge. And then we're going to bring it down into a low lunge. You can heel toe that foot out to the edge to make room for the arms. Lay that right leg down and really push into that lunge, stretching out the hip flexor in the right leg. Roll that toe under, push up into a pyramid pose. And if you're feeling able, you can put the arms behind the low back to enhance the stretch. With your hands back down, push back into downward dog. Go ahead and stand again, half forward fold, looking up, up into mountain pose with the arms up, slight back bend. Take a deep breath and then push and blow it all out. Take that step forward on a high lunge, Bring it down nice and slow into the low lunge. Heel toe that foot out to make room for the arm and the elbow, and really push into the left leg hip flexor to enhance that stretch. Couple of deep breaths here. Roll the toe, push up into a pyramid pose, and once you get your balance and your footing, go ahead and get those arms behind the lower back. If you can do prayer hands, do. If all you can do is grasp a finger, that is better than nothing. Couple of deep breaths as you extend the torso along the upper thigh. Hands to the floor. Once again into downward facing dog. Really push. We're going to walk it out. Nice extended downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. Into your plank. Drop the knees. Modified forelimb, and then into upward dog. Couple of deep breaths, and then we're going to go into child's pose. Really feeling that stretch through the thighs, the lower back, and the glutes. Keeping those shoulders down off the jaw and the ears. Go ahead and push back. Bring those knees together so that you are now in Vajrasana. Go ahead and take a few good deep breaths. And you are now ready for your day.